Hey yo, you know who it is. It's the Don. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. Teflon 316. We pull the strings. I'm back and it's early and I figured because I got a couple of comments on the last video I just put up. So I just want to say this real quick about these comments because I'm sick of typing. I don't want to type too much right now. It's early and I'm about to head out to the store and get my Texas toast so I can make my French toast because that's how I do on a Sunday. French toast, grits and eggs, hash browns. I'd be doing it like that. Or, home fries, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe one of them. Before I do that, let me touch on the sword of the morning. Now, I'm going to touch on the sword of the morning because people have it twisted about Arthur Dayne. So let's do a quick background on Sir Arthur Dayne, and then I'll tell you about the Sword of the Morning. Now, Arthur wielded a great sword called Dawn as part of his office as Sword of the Morning, carrying it slung across his back. His accomplishments include defeating the Kingswood Brotherhood. He got the small folk of Kingswood to love him by paying for what he and his forces looked and talked taking their grievances before King Aerys II Targaryen. In the end, he slew the Smiling Knight in single combat, ending the threat of the Brotherhood. Following that victory, he knighted Jaime Lannister, who would later become the sworn brother of the Kingsguard. Arthur broke 12 lances against Prince Rhaegar Targaryen in the tourney held at Storm's End, losing to the prince. At the tourney of Harrenhal, he was defeated by Rhaegar once again. Sometime after this, he, along with his other sworn brother Sir Oswald, went and aided Rhaegar in kidnapping of Lyanna Stark. During their ensuing rebellion, the Lord Commander, Sir Jorah Hightower, was sent to find Rhaegar when the war had started to become out of hand. When he found the Crown Prince, Jorah stayed with the two Kingsguard brothers in the Red Mountains of Dorne on the orders of the prince. Arthur died at the Tower of Joy fighting Lord Eddard and his companions, but the exact circumstances of her death are unclear. In the memory of his father, Brandon Stark recalls that his father, Eddard, described Arthur as the finest knight he ever saw, and elaborates further that Dayne would have killed him if not for Howland Reed. According to Catelyn Tully, Arthur was the deadliest of the 7 knights of Aerys' Kingsguard. Arthur is remembered as not only a skilled fighter, as a valiant and true knight. Eddard Stark, Jaime Lannister, Sir Barristan Selmy, and Viserys Targaryen all recall and remember Arthur with nothing more than absolute respect for both the man and his legend. After his death, Eddard rode to Starfall, the seat of the House Dayne, and returned the sword Dawn to his sister, Lady Ashura Dayne. Alright, so we see that the Sword of the Morning is called an office, Sword of the Morning. So the thing I think, as I said before, I don't think that his relevance is supposed to be so great as it has become. I do believe he's there to do a couple of things. That is, show you that the Sword of the Morning, the office of the Sword of the Morning, you don't have to be a Dane to hold that office. And to knight Jaime Lannister. Alright? And probably show you what a true knight with chivalry is supposed to be. But how much, if he really kidnapped Lyanna, if you want to believe the kidnapping thing, then obviously that's not a knightly thing. So if this guy is a very knightly thing, then obviously we would believe that he did not kidnap her. So that's how we go on that. So it seems that people have it hard to believe that Howland Reed now and Ned Stark defeated him. Now, it doesn't say that they two defeated him. He got into a fight with 7 people in 3. You don't know if it was them 2 at the end, and then that's how they killed him. It doesn't say that. It just says he fought 7 people, and at one point, he had the upper hand on Ned, and Howland Reed did something to distract him, and then Ned got the upper hand on him. I don't see why this is so hard to believe. Do you watch boxing? Do you watch UFC? And do you not see great fighters lose to average fighters? It happens every day. There are guys that are bums that hit great fighters one time and knock them out. Just so happens that if that happens in a time back then and you get knocked out, you get killed. There is no knockout. They're playing with swords. So you're dead. Instead of just getting knocked out and coming back to train, you die. It happens all the time. You think Sir Arthur Dayne was better than Achilles? Achilles got killed by a guy with a bow. Uh, Richard the Lionheart got killed by a guy with a bow, all right, in his neck. This is what happens. These things happen. You don't have to be a great fighter to beat another great fighter. That's just what it is, man. So I don't know why people have such a hard time uh, believing that those two could defeat this guy when it doesn't even say that it came down to Ned and Howland versus Sir Arthur and they were circling each other. It doesn't say that. It just says that he died. Now, if he died, his circumstances on his death, they specifically say that the circumstances of his death are not set in stone, But we have Bran remembering through Eddard that he did kill him. So if you want to think that Ned Stark is so honorable, he's telling you he killed the guy. So if he's saying it and you believe he's so honorable, he has to be dead. So the Sword of the Morning and this sword, Dawn. It's pretty obvious to me what this means, the Sword of the Morning, and how people have not picked up on this. Or I don't know, maybe you have. The Sword of the Morning is a title, all right, given to the person who wields Dawn. Now, it says that Dawn is alive with light, the sword already, right? And we know that Lightbringer is a living blade of fire. So, obviously, Lightbringer is the Sword of the Morning sword. That is Dawn. That, for me, it's pretty easy, and I'm going to tell you, break it down just like this. It says when the White Walkers will come, darkness will sweep across the world, right? This will be the night that never ends, right? So the Sword of the Morning is the Sword of the Morning, the rise, right, of light again. So, obviously, the person who is the Sword of the Morning is Azor Ahai because he's the person who's going to make the morning rise again. Dawn, come again. Dawn, break of dawn. The sun rising, it's rising, right? That's what it is. And that's what it means, people. And that's that. So that's my conclusions on that. I hope that breaks down the Sword of the Morning and Sir Arthur Dayne a little bit for you. And I will say this one thing now, real quick, on this dusky woman. I don't do a lot on the dusky woman. I'm going to have to do a lot more. But if you look at the dictionary definition of dusky, the word itself, it does say dark skinned, dark, swarthy, ebony, black. But if you go down and you look at it, it says shadowy, shady. And that is what other words to describe it. Shadowy and shady. So I think that should help you realize something about the dusky woman and to realize why she is afraid when Mokoro comes to the room. Because she is covered and cloaked in shadows. Whose shadow? I'll tell you in another video. But I'm out right now. So please subscribe, like, and one-up it. And I hope this helps explain some of Sir Arthur Dayne's. I probably could have got into it more, but I got to get to the store and get this stuff so I can eat. All right? So as always, it's the Don. Cheer! Tony Teflon. House Teflon. Teflon 316. We pull the strings. Peace. And I'm out. And yes, I am the best. And I know it. Just teasing you, just teasing.